Where the hell is Zane? Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series where we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 37th episode of the show Power Rangers in Space. It was the 287th episode overall, titled Andros and the Stowaway. We begin this episode on another planet and we see some godforsaken little baby alien running away. A big alien that looks like an evil version of his species is calling out for him. He's telling him to not make him angry. Also, Andros is there on his galaxy glider and he reports to the others that he's coming back to the ship because there's no sign that Dark Spectre has Zordon on this planet. Then he gets some activity, so he jumps off going to check it out. He sees that it's originating from up on a tree and he climbs up, finding the small alien is there. His presence scares the alien, who falls out of the tree, but Andros jumps out, catching him. Then the evil monster thing shows up behind him. He is Jackarok, and he thinks that Andros was attempting to steal his servant. Andros and Jackarok are fighting now, with Andros getting hit down, but he still manages to save the little alien. Jackarok just gives up for some reason, teleporting away. Andros tells the little alien that he's fine now, so he's going to leave the alien. And immediately grabs Andros by the leg, and Andros says to calm down because that monster's gone now. He then says bye-bye to Andros, who takes off on the galaxy glider, spraying debris all over it. Jesus. The little monster then hears Jackarok talking somehow and he runs away. Why am I going to have to care about this thing? Meanwhile, Andros and TJ are on the megaship talking about fuel reserves or whatever. Ashley is eating in the lounge and here comes that damn baby alien crawling up the tube of the ship. Ashley screams and Andros and TJ hear her and she gets out her freaking Astro Blaster, getting ready to blast this baby to death. Andros comes in and stops her with TJ. Andros says they'll take him back to Turna, the planet they were on, but they have to wait to refuel. Then Ashley just blurts out, "Seymour! That's a great name!" Bitch, who the fuck you talking to? She says he's stowed away so that he could see more of the universe, so his name should be Seymour. Hey, Ashley, quick request. Shut the fuck up. Well, they welcome him aboard. Astronema is with Jackarok on the Dark Fortress and he's asking Astronema for help to get his servant back. Then he shows that he uses his fish antenna to turn things into stone. Okay. So Astronema's okay with this relationship. Then we see in the lounge that Seymour is abusing Alpha, eating a ton of stuff. Andros and Cassie come in and watch him pass out in a pie. Then he's in the freaking med bay and Alpha says, I think he just has indigestion. And Andros' actor is like struggling to try to make this work. Later, Andros wakes up with Seymour now gone, but then he shows up behind him, now fully grown like a human. And now he speaks English perfectly fine. He hugs Andros, who is a little freaked out because of how much he grew. He's still hungry though. Jackarok then lands on Earth, turning two poor Japanese people into stone. Alpha comes into the med bay to tell Andros about the monster situation, but he's actually surprised to just see Seymour. Andros heads out, telling Seymour to stay out of trouble. The Morph Rangers then show up in front of Jackarok, and he wants to kill the Power Rangers in order to get his servant back. He fires at them and they hide, getting the stuff in front of them turned into stone. Then Ashley makes the connection that Jackarok and Seymour are species adjacent. Also, Carlos goes in on Jackarok. Seymour is walking around and he goes into the bridge to see the Rangers are fighting Jackarok and he freaks out, realizing that he's put them in harm's way. The Rangers didn't get knocked down and Jackarok just leaves. Why? Andros is angry about this. Then Andros is unmorphed on the megaship looking for Seymour. He checks the dorm but he can't find him. He then is with Ashley on the bridge and they ask Alpha where Seymour is. Decca says he left the ship. We then see him in a park somewhere and he's crying because Jackarok is hurting his friends and it's all about his friends. I hate that I kinda like Seymour. Then he starts hearing Jackarok somewhere nearby and he backs up straight into him, and Jackarok tells him that Seymour is coming with him and don't give him any trouble. Then here comes Andros on his galaxy glider coming to save Seymour. He hops onto the galaxy glider and they leave, even though Seymour felt bad about involving Andros to begin with. Later they're hanging out at an industrial plant and Andros tells Seymour that this isn't his fault. Andros also brought him a cookie and Seymour splits it with Andros. Andros then lies, saying that nothing bad is ever going to happen to Seymour. Then freaking Jackarok shows up and Seymour hides. Why didn't they just go back to the damn megaship? Let's rock it! Andros and Jackarok then talk crap for a bit and Seymour is watching. They start to fight and Andros gets hit onto the ground. Seymour runs over to make sure that Andros is okay, but Andros tells him to run away. Then Jackarok is hit from the side by the other Rangers who have shown up. They tell Andros to take Seymour and run away while they handle Jackarok. The four Rangers start fighting Jackarok and Ashley gets throat grabbed and tossed away. Okay then. Then he turns tires into stone. Also, they're getting exploded all around. Where the hell is Zane? Andros then comes flying back in and he's now dodging the stone laser from Jackarok as they're fighting, and this is actually a pretty good fight all things considered. Then Andros' feet get turned into stone by Jackarok. Then Seymour has returned for no reason and Andros tries to tell him to run away, but Seymour is just not moving, and then Jackarok just absorbs Seymour into his own body. Kinky. Andros then stops the others from hitting Jackarot because of Seymour and actually uses his head thing to scan for a weakness, so they aim right between his eyes and it works. Andros' feet are back to normal, but Seymour isn't freed. They then get hit down again by Jackarot. This is really weird because Seymour's telling them to run away and get out of here because he's just like a head and a stomach now and it's kind of creepy. Andros then has like a flashback montage of this entire episode remembering Seymour. Bitch, we get it. Then Seymour then just needs to just like leave Jackarot and that works. Seymour is free. Okay, never mind. Don't care anymore. Kill Seymour. Andros then takes on Jackarot one-on-one, but it's not going great, and the other Rangers can't get up for some reason. Seymour tries to help, but he gets tossed aside, but he comes back for Jackarot. He then uses his own antenna, firing lasers at Jackarot, who retaliates by blowing Seymour's shit up. The Rangers rush over to him to make sure that he's okay. Jackarot is then challenging Andros, and he runs forward, and we see that Seymour definitely died in that moment in Japan, because there ain't no body back there. Andros uses the battleizer, hitting Jackarot back. Astronema orders for the saddle lasers, making Jackarot giant. The Rangers call out the Astro Megazord, and now it's them versus Jackarot. He then makes their arm and shield go into stone, which is like, not great. So they call it the Delta Megazord, which flies in. Gotta remember that thing existed. The Delta Megazord then fires at Jackarot, hitting his antenna off. Again, this isn't Astronema's monster, this is just some random alien. They form the Delta Astro Megazord and they use a flying power punch finisher, blowing Jackarot up. Seriously, just like a random dude. On the Dark Fortress, Elgar tells Astronema how it sucks that the plan failed, but Ecliptor interrupts, saying that they can send another monster right away. But Astronema says no, she has a plan that cannot fail. Doubtful. On Tyrna, the Rangers land with Seymour, who is happy to be home. He walks around saying how different it looks now that he's tall. He's going to be okay now, he says, and Andros is kind of having this hard time hugging him. Also, there's a Lady Seymour there. I guess. I mean, she has lipstick and flowers in her hair and a skirt. Seymour gets like mad horny and says bye, and he's gonna go pound those fish lips. Cassie then says that some things are universal, like love, I guess. The end. This episode's rough because it made me care for like a millisecond about a puppet alien. Also, at the end of the day, it got very weird. I mean, they fought and killed some random alien who just happened to side with Astronema, and they all seem pretty okay about it. It's like that one time they murdered a giant lobster monster just for being on a planet that they didn't like. It's all like very colonization-y. This really feels like when white man found America. This is also a weird-ass focus episode for Andros, and while I'm glad it's not about his sister for once, it definitely wasn't what I wanted. So what will happen next time? Find out then, but until then, may the power protect you.